Hello and welcome to MUFC Realist TV. I'm a member of this channel, but you should subscribe or in this show, we're gonna look a cow in the ass. Let's go.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Welkom. Dit is mijn home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
And we are live and kicking, and of course we want to achieve success. It's the big one, people. It is the derby, and Ten Hag is speaking live in front of the press today. Good afternoon to you, Mark. How you doing? How you doing?
Big up to everyone. Big up to you, Mick, and all the viewers, all the VAR rumors in the chat. I was having a tough day, like having an allergic reaction to something at the moment.
No way.
So it's a bit crazy. My face is a little swollen, but it's all good.
Wow.
It's all good. It's all good. I'll be fine.
You must be allergic for Erling Haaland's 5 goals, right?
Nah, I'm allergic to Man United losing on Sunday. So when my face gets better, for sure we're gonna win. You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe it's a rash, Ford.
No.
Allergic rash, Ford.
No,
Anyway.
I think it's something that I ate. I don't know. I ate something from a Chinese restaurant yesterday. Don't normally eat Chinese food. Not that
Too
I don't
spicy,
like
perhaps.
Probably.
Mark, listen, we are playing a game, but as per usual, this is Manchester United we're talking about. And of course, Marcus Rashford has made headlines again, coming out and slamming the media, saying, I'm only human. And, don't ever question my loyalty to the club. And, basically, mind your own freaking business, right? That's 100%. What I read into it.
100%. You know what? I mean, I feel like there's no reason he should be having to say this anyway. But I'm all for one that he said it. He got it off his chest. Excuse me. Maybe it was bothering him for some reason. But right now, I want him to start talking with his feet. Talk on the pitch. You know what I mean?
Yes. No, I mean, you should ask the question. All right, we get it, Marcus. But what's wrong with you this season? I mean, if you look at what is world class is somebody that performs season after season, week in, week out, putting 7 out of 10 performances, scoring, bagging 25 to 30 goals, right? Last season, okay, you scored 30 goals. You were like chest up, shoulder out, confidence was there, mental sign was here. This season, you're walking around like a sack of potatoes, like, you know what I mean? Like, the body language is there. And of course, we judge the players what they do on the pitch. So 30 registered goals last season versus 5, and coming out to do this, most of the fan base said exactly what you said. Like, just prove it on the pitch. We don't care what you do off the pitch. Just show it. Like, and now it is the City game, and we need senior players to step up. This is so important, Mark.
100%. You need to have it going. And at the end of the day, the City game, big up to you, Stephanie Griffith, and the VR rumors coming in. And the City game this weekend is very important, guys. As I said before, we have 12 games left after this game. Now, from my opinion, as long as we get a result, a point, we are fine. You know what I mean? We could still get to 70 points, which means we could still get to top 4. But getting a win psychologically would be a boost.
Yeah, not only a win for the team, but for the entire fan base. Like, because my opinion alone is that, nobody expects us to win tomorrow. Everyone is riding us off. We are the underdogs, but yet it's a derby. And that means that form goes out the window. One thing that I know about Pep Guardiola, it tends to jinx it. And I think the pressure is more on City because they're chasing the top. They're 1 point away from Liverpool, by my understanding. So the pressure is more on them, right? Don't you think?
100%. They need to catch Liverpool, so they're going to be coming out hungry. They're going to try to win. Of course, they're going to feel some sense of bravado from the midweek when they scored 5. Erling Haaland scoring 4 or 5 himself. They scored 6, right? Yeah. So it's a good scoreline for them. Manchester City, as everyone has said from the beginning of the season, they were shoo-in to win the league this season. They have not really performed to that standard, though there are some games where they come out the blocks and everything clicks. I would look at this game as a derby. Form goes out the window. You know 100%. What I mean? Whoever 100%. Is available for each squad is going to know the momentum that they need to carry into this game because it's a big City rival, red versus blue. So I would bet on United to get a result. I mean, it's going to be a good game. City is high flying right now, but at the same time, they're looking forward to Champions League coming midweek, and then there's the weekend games right before the international break
I
as
agree.
well. So
I
it's
agree.
one of those things. It's just
It
one
is
of those.
one of those things, Mark. And if it is one game that the players tend to show up for is the derby game, I hope to believe, because you got to be mentally laser focused on the day. Depends on how you rock up. What is your mentality? Leaders need to step up, like the senior players. We're talking about Bruno needs to have a superb game. You know, the back four needs to have a superb game as well. Stop Erling Haaland, to be honest. But you also have Foden, you have Silva. You have many good players So, what do I expect? Well, the formula to beat City has always been like, let them have the ball 100% because that's what they do. Let them have possession, let them huff and puff. We will just park the bus and hit them on the break. Transition football. That's what we've always done to beat them, right?
100%. It's one of those things. Everyone's expecting City to come out and beat Manchester United, but you know what? I like being the underdog in a situation like this, and
Me
I feel
too.
like our manager thrives in this situation because no one believes in him. Everyone wants to sack him. Everyone wants to say everything bad, and it may not have gone perfectly so far, but everyone makes mistakes. You've seen it with lots of different managers, but if you look at the win record, he has. In 50 games, he has 96 wins. That's more than Klopp, equal to
Yeah.
Pep, more than Arteta. So it's like maybe he might get it right. Maybe it's the injuries. Maybe it's some of the players really not fitting the system. So
You know what? When you speak like that, it looks like we fans been sidelined, blinded by the lights, because results don't lie. It might be false results. We've been scraping through, and my opinion on that is a results business, and that's what matters. We lost only one ever since Christmas, I think,
1-9,
and that was in Fulham, right? The only blow is losing Hoyland. That's the only blow, and there was some speculation. We had a match preview yesterday with Vader. Vader, he's a City fan from Canada, right? Brilliant show. And he was rattled. He was a little bit rattled. He's like, oh, I'm not really feeling it. It would be so typical United to come and spoil our run for the, first place and stuff like that. And he spoke highly about Højlund and stuff like that. So he thinks that Ten Hag is playing games. He thinks that magically Højlund is going to pop up tomorrow on the team sheet.
I won't lie to you, Mick. I've been thinking about that since last night. I was saying, magically Højlund might just pop up. He said it was a small injury. He said 2 weeks, but we've had 11 days already since he's been injured. You know what I mean? Well, not 11, but 8. So going into Sunday, it's going to be 10. You never know. He might just end up being fit. But for me, I would go with what we have, be it compact, try to hold them out, take our chances on the counter. There's no shame in that. Everyone knows Manchester City is the better team at the moment. We don't need to go out there and play them expansively. Even Arsenal this season, when they played Man City, they were compact and defensive. You know what I mean? It was like a game where there was 1 or 2 shots in the entire game, maybe 4. It's weird.
Yeah, no. I don't know about you, but what is your expectations on Sunday game? It's a derby, right? I have no expectations, but I do have a sneaky feeling we're going to get a result for some sneaky reason. I don't know why. It's just like
for me, I'm going positive. I'm going for a Manchester result, 3 points, maybe a point on the end, because I feel like the team is primed for something in a way. You can never really take Manchester out of it. And, sure, we've lost that game, but then we came back midweek and won. Earlier on the season, we probably would have gone a 2-game losing streak. You know what I mean? And for the guys to come back and, at least grind that win out, I would say give them some plaudits. They're going to come out fighting this weekend. We're going to get 1 or 2 players rested. I think it's going to be a Man United win. That's just my
no. We will see. We will see. Depends on what Ten Hag has to say in the press conference. Stephanie Griffith, big up to you, one of our moderators and members, saying keep Foden, KDB, Haaland quiet. We will be difficult, but we must work as socks off. We need to work as a team. Attack as a team, defend as a team, and just follow the rhythm. Just don't give them spaces. But there's more other players to look after, and that is Rodri. Like, the guy that I hate most, it's Rodri. Pull your socks up to your knees and shorts up to your armpits and score in the 85 minutes, Rodri, right? So how do we stop Rodri? I think there might be a red card in there between him and Casemiro.
You know what? We have Cassie in the midfield, so I feel like he's got the dark arts to compete with Rodri. I feel like Rodri built his game off of watching Casemiro. Let the master come to work. You know what I mean? The last time when we played Man City, the first time last season, we lost 6-3. Then we came and we played them in the second return game and we won 2-1.
2-1, yeah, we did.
It should have been 3-1 in my opinion, but you know how it goes. At the same time, we've lost to them earlier on this season. But for me, it was one of those things where the referee took control of the game more than anything else, awarding that same player a penalty. Maybe this time Casemiro is the guy, and he's already primed his scoring form up this week with a goal, and you know how he gets.
Big up. Yeah, no, listen, I'm not a betting man, but I agree with MEFC here to say the betting odds United to win against City is 42.1. You might take a punt. Better call up Ivan Tony to ask him. Call Tony. Will you willing to take a punt here? 42-1.
No, I got a better link. I called Tonali last night. He said he got it already.
Hey, Tonali. Yo. Reggie, what are you saying here, my friend? We are 100 games in now, not 50 anymore. How he now match Mourinho win ratio 61-100? That's true. Yeah, that's pretty much true. What else are you guys saying here? Dark Crow. So we start with MEFC here. We have a mission in the moment. At the moment, Liverpool stopped them in the tracks. Yeah, 100% stop Liverpool, and then chance to stopping City winning the treble now. If we can get a result and get dippers in the cup would be wonderful. At the end of the day, guys, I said it so many times before, to choose who's going to win the league. I don't want the bin dippers to win the league. I don't want to, City to do a 4P. So I'd rather, if I had to choose, give it to Arsenal. They haven't won anything for 30 years. They deserve it, right?
100%. 100%. I mean, I would rather give it to them than to give it to one of my hated rivals, Liverpool. I hate them. You know what I mean? Not like I want to do them anything violent, but I hate them in the terms of football. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, rivalry, football, of course. Dark Crow. Problem is what Mick Ruby and Mark and the fan base feel and want Erik ten Hag will do the opposite and justify in his post-match interview. Well, we will see. I mean, what is it? 72 hours to kick off, I guess it is, or a little bit more.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's about 72 hours. And look at it like this, guys. At the end of the day, Erik ten Hag is the manager, right? We might have a different plan. Like, I wanted to put Anthony at left back. I wanted to put Scott McTominay at striker. The manager decided something else. Anthony played off the wing, and he played really well. So look at it like this. He has to make the crunching decisions. Let's back him for now. He's had a very trying season, in my opinion, with so many injuries, taking away his choices from him, having to do with what he has and not what, the full option list that should be available. And it's doing it again. You know what I mean? So he's making do with what he have, and we're still in a shout for top 4. It's not that bad.
It's like you're sitting in a restaurant and having a menu, right? And then the menu is half.
No,
no it's
beef,
not another.
No
beef,
fish,
no fish,
no lamb,
no,
no shrimps. They just got crabs and they just got chicken.
Yeah. Anyway, the conference is about to start, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Mark, I would absolutely pick your brain because my mind. We don't play with the striker. I play a 4-4-2 diamond. Potentially.
You know what? I was saying, listen, we play 5 in the midfield and put the 2 wingers wide, just like a false 9 formation. But really, truly, they would be coming 100%. In like strikers.
Flood that midfield.
Yeah, Scott McTominay in the 10, Bruno behind him.
All right, guys, the press conference is about to kick off. Let people know that we are live because we're going to cover this right here, right now. Let's go. Let's hear what the press conference.
Welcome to the manager's press conference as Erik ten Hag previews one of the biggest games of the season, the Manchester Derby. Let's hear what he has to say.
Erik, is anybody who didn't feature last night coming back for this weekend? And Bruno and Varane okay after being doubtful for the game?
They fought to be part, and they came well out the game. So yeah, I think they will be available for Sunday as well.
Good.
And for the rest, I don't think players will return for Sunday. So we do it with the squad from yesterday.
Casemiro's goal and his sort of passionate celebrations showed his winning mentality, despite the fact that he's won everything in the game. Is that mentality going to be important for Sunday? How important is he?
Yeah, but that passion, desire, determination, that's a base. But definitely when you go in a game from Sunday.
Eric, when you look at the two squads at the moment and the players available, you've obviously had an awful lot of injury problems. You look at the form that City are in at the moment. How do you convince your players they can go to the Etihad and get a result?
Big question.
Our form. We are also in a good run. And the spirit is very good. We are united. We are in togetherness now to make a good game plan. We have it done before, and against City, lately also against Liverpool. So we will prepare well. Players are ready for it. Players are looking forward to it. I can smell it when I'm around here and I speak with the players. Really enjoyable. Looking forward, excited.
You look at the City lineup. I mean, do you fear what they've got? Do you lose sleep over what they've got in their ranks?
Oh, they have a good team, but more good teams. But they have won in the last season. So there's last year everything. So we know, but that's the challenge. But also Liverpool has a very good team, and there are more. They have good teams, and we like such challenges. We're looking forward to challenge with them.
Good question.
So Jim Ratcliffe talked last week about in the future wanting to knock Manchester City off their perch. Is this an opportunity for your team to make a statement and to show that you're not as far away as some people think?
I think that has nothing to do with each other. But we want to win every game. That's always our mentality, and that is always our approach in every game. And so it doesn't matter who's the opponent. But as I say, you always want to play against the best. And so most of the times, we feel, and you can also see it, that when the opposition get their best outputs against Manchester United. And maybe this game is the other way around. But we know we have to give everything and show really a team performance if you want to get the result there. And but if you do it, it's possible. That is also what the opposition shows against in this moment against Manchester City.
What have you learned from your previous matches against Manchester City about the fundamentals of approaching a game against this team who are in great form?
We did it in several ways and many ways to be successful. So from all the games, we look back, we had the opportunity to win. We won one time, but you need a great day, and that is also what we know.
Yeah.
So the players have to give the best performances.
100%. I agree.
You were very passionate last night in your defence of Bruno Fernandes, claiming that he'd been targeted by opponents. Do you feel that he gets enough protection from officials currently, or do you think he needs more protection in terms of the treatment he receives?
So he's a very passionate football player, and he's a very creative football player. He's creating the most chances in the Premier League, and you see opponents are targeting him, and especially after Saturday, and when he had the knock, and they see it, and then I feel the refereeing should protect him, and they had the chance already in the start of the game because it was so obvious that they were looking for it.
Do you think he's developed unwittingly maybe a reputation, unfair or not, for going down too easily? And sometimes referees can be influenced by that and not give fouls when he has been fouled, for example.
That is your impression.
No, I'm asking you what you think.
No, it's your impression. And I thought it was definitely on Saturday. It was a foul, and it was really some misjudged from media, from social media, to blame him for that. And that was my point yesterday. And then opponents they're targeting him, and that's not right. I think then the referee should protect him because they were false on him, and even after the ball was kicked away.
Did it not, in that regard, Eric, did it not help that Fulham sent out that video on their own TikTok site saying, it was obviously a derogatory comment about Fernandez on there.
Please speak a little bit louder. I don't hear you.
Sorry, Fulham sent a clip of that video from the game, from the Fulham game, that incident where he got injured, and obviously appeared to be mocking him over potentially diving. They felt he dived. Has that helped to fuel the situation? Has it drawn more attention to it?
So I didn't know this, but if they did it, I would say it's not right. And it's absolutely not right that a club makes such statement because it's totally out of order and they were wrong. So they should apologize for this.
Just in terms of his kind of determination and professionalism, how does he rank in terms of the players that you've worked with during your time in football?
Oh, highly, very highly. He's first of all, his football skills, by so creative, and in that final third, creating chances, absolutely key play, can score a goal. But then also his outputs, his contribution in defending jobs, and they're reading the situation, reading the press, but also be the example by running in the right moments and pointing players around him. So yeah, he's absolutely a leadership by example.
We'll take one more in this section, Mickey.
Eric, if you look at the Premier League and where you sit in the Premier League this season, is this a defining weekend to know where exactly you're going to be come the end of the season?
No, because there are many more games to play. And we
true.
are in the FA Cup and in a great game. After City, there are coming many more games, and we know we have to catch up. But also after that, there's coming up more games to catch up and to get in the right position.
Well, that's it for now, but you can.
And that's it. That's it. I think it was a pretty good press conference, to be honest. Him coming out to defend Bruno gives another perspective, and you should do that rightfully, because this is, you're not going to take bollocking from another club. And when he speaks about Bruno, 100%. He's always there pressing. He's always there creating chances. But I think that the fan base wants more from Bruno all the time. Barring that he's always playing, he's always fit. That is a pat in the back. I have no agenda against Bruno, other than that he can be a little bit wasteful and can drift a little bit to the right, to the left. He's everywhere. So he needs to be a little bit more disciplined. But I agree with Ten Hag. In certain sense, Mark, what he said is what the opening statement, what we said, it's all up to the players how they rock up. Like mentality-wise, we can beat them, right?
100%.
They have a big squad. That's what he said. But it's a derby. Phone goes out the window, and it's up to you mentally, like how you rock up. To have a good day in the office, you got to turn up to the office. What was your key points from this presser?
My key points would be the way he explained the situation with where Manchester United is at right now. How we viewed the game against Man City. He said we needed to be focused. We need to go in there, stick to our game plan. Take the chances that present ourselves. We need to make sure that we don't, take this opponent as a, joke, or don't be careless. We need to make sure that we take them seriously. And, of course, we've beaten them before. So it's not something that we haven't done. You know what I mean? Especially with him doing it last season. So it's something that, we didn't have a good game the first game, but that doesn't deter us from our game plan of wanting to win. And I think that's really good.
And he said they're prepared. They are ready for it. They're looking forward for it. This is a challenge. And that's what I believe that, we've seen this in derbies before. We've seen when we've been down before, which tend to sort of rise up to the challenge. But at the end of the day, it's at Etihad, no travel. You just get on the bus, short ride, and off you go, right? Yeah, geez, they have a big squad. They have a big, players to choose from. We don't. And it looks like we're going to go with the same team, barring, I think we're going to throw in Maino in the midfield. And but going to be Casemiro, Maino, and Bruno, I think. The back four, would you swap Dalot and Amrabat, like we did in the second half?
No,
because I thought Amrabat was pretty decent when he switched position and played on the right.
I mean, I wouldn't want to play him on the right to face Doku. You know what I mean? I don't think he can handle that. So I would leave Dalot. Doku is for Dalot to work on. That's 100%. The only way. We have to let Dalot deal with Doku. And the rest we could wing it, because at the end of the day, they don't have another pacey wing on the right side.
Yeah,
they
and
might
Bernardo
have they might have Bernardo Silva there. So I'd rather let Amrabat deal with Bernardo Silva, because he's going to be trying to trick him, and he can rough him up some. Bernardo is not that cowardly type of player, so he is not going to be like diving really. He usually stands up for the challenges and whatever. So it might be a good battle on the left. However, I wouldn't mind seeing Kobbie Mainoo come off the bench, to be honest. I really think maybe we might need to save him and bring him on in the second half to change things. Try and absorb all the pressure we can in the first half. Maybe even start Amrabat in the midfield and have Lindelof play off the left, because we should be able to have Johnny Evans fit. Johnny Evans, Varane in the center. I'm pretty sure Johnny Evans did really well against Haaland in his last game,
Yeah. I mean, that's important. Like, you got to stop Haaland as well. So it's important you have physical presence. Lindelof to play on a left-sided centre-back makes sense. He's kind of a ball carrier, but he will get bullied out of Haaland, what I believe. So you need physical presence there as well.
Yeah, that's what I said. I put Lindelof on the left back and put Johnny Evans in between, put that experience in the middle of them, so that he could, guide Lindelof, tell him, listen, you need to do it like this and that. And then, Rolls-Royce Varane is going to be taking care of the right, which he usually does. You know what I mean? So he's going to be there. And then you have Dalot at the right back to take care of Doku, because there's no reason who are we going to have to mark Doku if we don't use Dalot? It's going to be a madness.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be a madness. Yeah. No,
yeah. So you got to have that. You can't even move Dalot from where he is. You know what I mean?
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, Loire France. Bonjour. How are you doing? Listen, at the end of the day, I think you speak sense there, Mark. I think you speak sense. In terms of Rodri versus Casemiro, that's an interesting battle, because you got to control Rodri 100%. Yeah. You control Rodri, you cut off the head of the snake there, because he's the registrar 100%.
Big up, Neil, coming in. How are you doing, man? No, yeah, 100%. And I feel like let Casemiro and Rodri do their thing. You just let them duke it out in the midfield. The best man win. You know what I mean? And let's work around that. I feel like this is a big game. Everybody needs to pay attention to Marcus in this game. Everybody thinks I might not like the guy. I'm very critical of him because I expect a lot from him. He has all the ability and mechanics to be one of the best in the world. And he's a senior attacker in the squad, the most senior. So I expect a lot from him. So this is why I'm kind of critical. But after saying what he says, this is the one game. I know he's done things before and said things before, but this one game, it's a Manchester derby.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He has to lay it all out on the line
yeah. I know there was a question there that said, like, if you lose this game, what was it? Something like that. He said there's many more games to play. So that's leading to the point that I mentioned before the press conference, that the pressure is more on City because they're chasing the first spot. They're 1 point behind Liverpool. So we will come in there more relaxed. Of course, if we win, this is a bonus. But if we lose, it sounds like it's not the end of the world, because we can still catch up. He said catch up, not mayo.
Catch up, not mayo. And that's true, because we're like mustard in this moment. You know what I mean? And if you look at the table, I keep explaining, when you look in the table right now, in the next 5 match weeks, the top 4 has to play each other. So Arsenal is going to play City. City is going to play Liverpool. Liverpool is going to play Arsenal. Villa is going to play City. Villa is going to play Liverpool. Villa is going to play Tottenham. Tottenham is going to play Liverpool. Arsenal. So in the next 5 to 6 match weeks, each one of those teams are guaranteed to drop, if not 2 points, 3 points at least, minimum, bare minimum, right?
And Villa is
So
playing Tottenham,
right?
as well.
So that takes us back to level points with Tottenham, because if they lose this weekend, then we're level points if we win.
Yeah.
And if we win, we have an easier run for the next 5 games.
I think there's an international mid-March break as well, right?
Yeah, there's also an international mid-March break, so we get Haaland back fit, and we get back Malacia as well, because he's on. No, we don't get Licha back until the end of the month. We get Licha back in the end of March.
Okay, so we're kind of getting finished strong. What's going on with Mason Mount, though? We're getting back before the end of the season.
This is the one guy that we might not get. We might get back in April, in the middle of April for the last 5 games. Might not be a bad situation. You never know, because Bruno is going to need game time. Villa is going to Arsenal.
Look at this one. Lucky Singh is saying, okay, Villa going Tottenham, Villa going also to Arsenal. Yeah, true. And Tottenham would lose more grounds. So I'm saying we will play with less pressure tomorrow, because it's not doom and gloom. Like, nobody expects us to win. I think it was 148 odds, right? I think it was like something like that. So we will just go in and play our game, as I said. My prediction is definitely play a 4-4-2. I would say I'll flood that midfield, like play a diamond, because we have to control the midfield. We can't not let them boss it around, and hit them on the counter. Because there's one thing that I hate, their fullbacks hate. It's Marcus Rashford, a pacey Marcus Rashford, and a Garnacho or Anthony running right at them, right? They always concede. Yeah.
Yeah, put Rashford off the left, put Garnacho off the right, drop Anthony at striker, or put him at left back, put Scott at striker.
And false number 9, yeah.
I swear to guys, right? If I had one day to coach United for one game, I would put, right now, based on who we have available, Scott would be my striker, and I would put Anthony at left back. And I'd be like, listen, you defend, and when we attack, overload the left. You bomb down. Make sure you get back in defense. And that's it. That's all would be my tactics for the game. I'm pretty sure we win that game. I mean, everyone thinks like, okay, Scott doesn't have the ability to hold up the ball, but what he has is that ability to get on the ball in the box, get a shot off, get a header off. Else we have no point in crossing the ball at any point in the box, because there's no one there. If Rashford is that striker, what's the point?
Yeah, there was a question, something about
big up Tony Cloud.
Yeah. Ratcliffe mentioned something. There was a question. Ratcliffe mentioned that he wants to wipe out Manchester City, and he said, yeah. So I believe that everyone is fired up for this game. Not only Liverpool as well, and Manchester City. 2 important games. We can have definitely a pop at them. But technically speaking, when you look at past results, like we played 189 derby games. United won 78, City won 60, and there's been 53 draws. So, hello, Tony, how you going? Smash the like, people. Yeah, please smash the like if you're watching right now, right here. It's Friday, TGIF, and I'm not getting nervous. It is what it is. Like, I'm just going to enjoy the football.
Yeah, I mean, listen, right? I've been watching my guy on his stream last night. That's Tony Cloud Gunner, right? He had his stream talking about Arsenal. He talked about a lot of things last night, even about Manchester United and top 4, And I was just thinking to myself, he has some good points, Arsenal in a good situation. There are different clubs in a good situation, but Man United is in a position where they could either be in a good situation or they could end up just phasing out where they are, which is actually factual. At the same time, I'm saying, you can't not bet on Manchester United to fight, because we have a history in the business end of the season, So I look at it from the perspective of, Man City is the better team. There's hands down. I put my hand up there, but I'm a Manchester United fan, and I believe that this team has the ability to challenge them. You know what I mean? Even 100%. It's on the day, the best team wins.
100%. You know what? We are the only team in the whole Premier League that's been cursed this whole season with injuries and players playing like on the non-natural positions. Like you have to sort of shuffle the cards around. There was just 3 games when we had the opportunity to play with the strongest 11 that lasted 3 games, right? So Barring that, we kind of sitting on the 6th, to finish 4th would be a massive achievement. But it is what it is, and I agree with you, right? If you look at the remaining of fixtures, never have I seen such an interesting top 4 battle as we've seen today. 1 point apart from the first and the second, and 2 points from the third and the top spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you look at the battle of 4th. Anything can happen. Tottenham will play Liverpool as well. Villa will drop points. And what do we have to do? Again, game by game, that's what we have to do. We only
just had to rack the points up. I mean, it's this top for me. It's weird. Everyone was excited last season, when Arsenal was chasing, and it seemed like they were going to win the league. And then, was the only 2 teams behind them was City and United, because we were in 3rd for the majority of the second half of last season. But this season, I feel like the top 5 teams, the top 6 teams, it ain't that really different in a gap right now. And that's because of the run of fixtures, because everyone is seeing the points right now. But the points right now in the next 5 games week fixtures can be drastically changed.
Yeah.
Because what if City loses 2 games or draws 2 games? That's 4 points dropped, right? What if Tottenham loses 2 games or draws 2 or 3 games in the next fixtures? Same with Arsenal, same with Villa. What if United wins their next 4 games? What I mean? And I'm not really talking about the City game. I'm talking about the fixtures after, because we play the bottom of the table teams. And they have to face each other.
I believe we can do it, but I'm not going to have my expectations right up there. I'm going to be realistic to say, play game by game, see how we go, play City, play our game, and just go for the result. Even 1 point against City tomorrow or on Sunday is a good result, I would say. Sorry. But I believe that we have been on a good run ever since Christmas, right? January, we lost 1, inevitable. We had 4 in a bounce, lost 1, Fulham. Unfortunately, we look leggy, but I think that, as Soldier Reality saying, one of the best channels to run need more subscribers. Yeah, we have enough subscribers, but I don't know what's going on with YouTube algorithm, right? 21,000 subscribers and only 30 people viewing at the moment.
I think he's viewing from on my channel, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Big up, man.
Big up, guys.
Yeah, so we are actually co-streaming, on MUFC Realist TV and Mark's channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
Baba. Simpson, how are you going? A 3-0 is a good result.
Well, 3-0 against City. I think that's a little bit over anxious a scoreline. I mean, City did score 6 this midweek, but it was in the cup, and teams in the cup is a one-off competition. It's knockout. You have to go for the game. You can't. It's not about getting points. It's about getting wins. I feel like if we look at City playing Luton in the league previously, they didn't score 4. They didn't score 3. They barely scored 2 goals. They needed a penalty to win the game. So I'm looking at it more from a perspective where United have shown when they face teams like Liverpool, they get more compact. They play a more focused game. They play more disciplined. At the Etihad, bro, it's only going to be packed because Manchester United is in town. That's the only time that stadium sells out, my bro. And the next thing I'll say is that, you know what? It might look like Erling Haaland is going to run riot, but we have clamped him down before. Remember, last season, he had his best season, and he only won 1 game against United. He didn't win 2. So,
bro, you mentioned a very good point there. We will feel empty-had. It's going to be red empty-had, if you may say so. But at the end of the day, my score prediction, I think I mentioned it yesterday. It's not going to be a 3-0. It's not going to be a 4-0. Even Vader was saying that as well, the City fan as well. So I think it's going to be a 1 decisive goal difference. It might be a 2-2 coming into the dying minutes, like extra time, and it's going to be a 3-2 or 2-1. Historically speaking, we have got over the line with a 2-1 victory, a draw, 2-1, 1 goal difference, right? I've never seen anything like 3-1 or 3-0 or something like that. At Etihad, 3-0, come on now. Yeah, exactly what I was saying as well. So,
big word is if, Neil, for real, 100%.
If. But you know what? We're Manchester United. we are fans, and we can be delusional, we can be scared, but this is war. This is the one fixture that I look forward to. You know what I mean? This Scouser game, Liverpool game, the derby. Of course, we cannot go in there like with the look siege mentality, like say, oh, we're going to lose this. We got to go in believing that we can actually get a result. And that was Ten Hag's message in the press conference. It was a little bit of a cockiness, a little bit grit, and yeah, it's all about turning up to the office, isn't it?
100%. Like I tell everyone, if Marcus Rashford shows up to play, City's in trouble. And that's not just because of him on the field. It's because when he is playing well, the rest of the forward line have balance. They play well as well. He's like the talisman for United. Bruno is the major creator, but Rashford is the talisman, and he needs to start very well in this game. And I'd look forward to that, because after saying those statements, he has to come out and show some action. He has to.
Yeah, and after protecting Bruno needs to be fired up after this as well. But bro, like a serious question: do you think he's going to start with Rashford in the middle again?
Nah, I think he's going to play Anthony at false 9.
Anthony as false 9.
Yeah,
I had the same thing. Either Amad Diallo or Anthony as a false 9. That'd be something.
Yeah, let Rashford go back on the left, play Garnacho off the right, and just slot someone in up front, because you don't want to set. They've been playing well in their positions, decent for the most part as a pairing, left and right. Let him play where he wants. Let Garnacho go back where he's been having good form.
You could play that old Ragnick formation, 4-2-2-2.
Maybe. But Ten Hag, he likes his 4-3-3. So
the truth seeker, we could what are you saying here, truth seeker? We could have lost 6-0 at Old Trafford if it wasn't for Onana. 100%. Onana has been good. He's been good. Listen, at the end of the day, I would say play a diamond 4-4-2 or play something like with a false 9. We don't have a natural goal scorer, so what's the point of wasting that, that space? Rashford needs to start on his national position, and there's one thing that John Stones hate. If John Stones starts, it's Marcus Rashford on a pace, 100%,
yeah.
right? And then on the right, Garnacho doing his trickeries, slickeries, and geez, yeah, play Anthony Dos Santos in the middle. That's a false number 9 with Bruno.
Anyone, Anthony, Ahmad, it doesn't matter. At that point, it doesn't matter who plays in the middle, Mick. You know what I mean? The real point is the wingers, is who's on the wing. That's the most important part of the game. So whether we play a 4-4-2, a 3-5-2, a 4-3-2, a 4-2-1-2, it doesn't matter. What matters is who is the two fellas on the wing. Garnacho on the right, Marcus on the left. Anything else can happen. But those
and
two
the
guys,
defense is switched on.
Yeah,
there's a shot.
Let these guys get their focus switched on. Let them play where they feel good. Let them run at the defense, and the guys just pick up. And if you have someone, whether be it Ahmad or be it an Anthony, roving in the middle, they're not really an out-and-out striker, but they're going to be drifting across the box because they're accustomed to making these kind of runs. So it's going to be something. Let's just see what happens. It's not going to be a bad game. We've watched the Arsenal versus City earlier on, and I would say that was like a real snooze fest, because there was like 5 shots in the first half. There were like 3 shots in the second half. Arsenal came away with a winner, but for me, it wasn't one of those games where it was open attacking play. So if we keep it tight,
I think we can see similar game. Like we will defend well. You will see maybe, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, victory is what matters. Who starts needs to be switched on. Defense, 100%. How we apply in the midfield, it's very important, because they have a good midfield. And we also have a good midfield. Depends on who you start. Casemiro definitely needs to be on his races. I believe that he will start Scott McTominay on the bench. But there is an also opportunity to play Scott in the box.
It's an opportunity, and I think we should try him. I mean, it's a 5th midfielder in actuality on the field, but just this guy is very good in the box when he gets in that space. So
brilliant.
He might not offer much in the midfield, but if we already have a midfield, he will just be like an accessory He might just come in, make a breakup play. He could still take a yellow card at some point to save the day, and he could still offer something going forward. You never know. The Scott, in the last game, he was not that bad. You know, I seen him dribble some guys. He made some good passings.
It's been good.
You know what I mean? So let's see what the guys do. The manager said they were fired up. I feel like they're fired up. It's about time in the season that these guys get fired up, and let's see a good performance. Like
maybe he will start Scott McTominay because he understands derbies and stuff like that. But I would say that keep Scott as a weapon on the bench when it's needed. That's what I would say. You know, go strong, solidify that defense, keep it tight, keep it compact. Movement is key in this game as well. You know, keep running, keep moving. You know, because when you looked at the Nottingham Forest first half and second half, there was not enough movements, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need to have movements, like, you know, because I was thinking who's going to score the goal, and it came to the 89 minute with the set piece and Casemiro. But before then, you got to be clinical. If you get one chance, you got to be clinical. Put it in the net.
Got to stick it in there. And Reggie's coming in saying Rashford will one and press for one game, and the next game he will be back to walking. PR job done. But like Soldier of Reality is saying here, if Rashford fails to shine, he will get sticks. Too much pressure on himself. You know what I mean? Simpson is saying something similar. Rashford has nowhere to hide. Now he's made this statement unless he gets a knock in training and misses the game. It all works out to the fact that as long as he laces up on Sunday, he has to have one of the best games of this season. You know what I mean? And I would not put it past the guy. You know what? I'm always critical of him, but still, I know he has the capabilities. I know he has the potential to do it. He's just not putting the two things together. And that might be tough right now. But if he could get them two things together on Sunday, I'm pretty sure everyone is going to be happy with the result of the game.
Pretty much sure Neil Driscoll is agreeing what I'm saying. The games are won and lost in the midfield. 100%. That is the engine. That is the combust. You have the axe, which is the back wheel. I mean, if you look at it, we don't play from the back anymore. It is a little bit of a kick off the ball, like, you know, schoolboy football, right? You know, just kick it out and see who catches it. We cannot do that. And they will definitely press us. But at the end of the day, man, I'm going to be excited on Sunday when I see the score sheet. I mean, the lineup, and we're going to be nervous watching the game. But whatever que será, whatever will be, you know, it ain't the end of the world if we lose. But if we get like a victory, that is a massive boost for the squad and for the entire fan base going forward, right? So I'm personally not going to jinx it. I'm going to say game by game, and I will see at the end what is the result. But we will be there. We will be there. Oh, we have a
Poppy
celebrity
is here. Big up, Poppy.
Yo, big up, guys.
What's good? What's good, bro?
I'm good. I'm counting down 48 hours till collection day.
Collection day, right? Well, yeah, you know, Manchester is red. We might as well collect the flags early. You know what I mean? Put a spoke in their wheel.
I like that. It's them who are gonna collect. I you know, as Mick and I, we had a conversation yesterday, and you know, we were just talking about how form goes out the window. This T-City team is beatable if we defend well, make sure we're clinical. I fancy our chances.
Yeah, you know? Clinical. Now, that's what I said before. We need. You get one shot, one opportunity. You got to be clinical, right?
Gotta be ready.
I don't think that there's going to be many chances tomorrow. You know, it's going to be a tight.
Yeah, it's going to be tight tomorrow. I feel like, you know, it's one of those games where
not tomorrow, but
it's going to be either, well, on Sunday, it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be either a counter-attacking goal or, you know, a moment of brilliance. Because let's not take it away. There are players on the field who are capable of moments of brilliance on both sides of the field, whether it's Manchester United or Manchester City. Whoever is going to come up with them, we don't know. But, you know, I've been backing some of my players who have not been favorites by the fans, and one of them played day before yesterday. He had a decent game, Anthony, and I'm looking for him to come. And you know, these are the big games where guys like that tend to shine because they are fighters. They never give up, and they try to face adversity head on. So I'm looking forward to whatever happens, come what may, whether we win, we lose, or we draw. Manchester United.
Yep. And to finish off what Kenneth is saying, let's take a game by game and see where we end up. That is a perfect end quote before we close the shop. Papi, you just came in. We were just about to close the shop. I don't know if you managed to watch the press conference, but Ten Hag looked very sharp. He looked very, insured, saying we are ready. The players up for the challenge, and even if we lose, we have so many games to catch up for top 4.
Yes, I think that was brilliant for Ten Hag to mention that, because this is a must win, but mathematically there's still so many possibilities, and at the end of the day you have to kind of get the players mentally ready and physically ready. But if at all we lose or we draw, it's not the end of the world. Obviously a draw would be a good result to go to the Etihad, but if we lose, it's not the end of the world. There's still so many more matches to play, and so many more things can happen with the other teams that are above us having other hectic schedules as well. So that's going to sort of play a part. So I wanna just say Sunday, we have to be ready. If at all we lose, I do not want an embarrassment. I want to see some fight. I want to see the players giving their all. Yeah. And it's gonna take that moment of brilliance, as Mark just said, and also probably maybe I feel like we might get a goal from a set piece. This is one of those games you get a goal from a set piece and you defend. You get that corner. Our corners have been improving lately. And I think that if we're going to win, we might get a goal from a counter or a corner, and we just have to defend for our lives. And I'm positive. I'm feeling like that Ten Hag. What's the word? The attitude that he has is, he said something in the press conference along the lines of, these are the games that we want to play, the big occasions. He didn't always say that Man City are the only big dog. There's Liverpool. There are other teams out there. So let's not even be worried. Let's not even fret too much. This is possible to get a squeaky bum 1-0, 2-1, smash and grab. Right at the last minute type of thing. Come on. Come on,
we can do this, guys. Luan is saying good day to you, but we are going to win, Papi. What Luan is saying to you, my friend.
Yes, Luan.
We said it yesterday in our stream with Vader, the City fan as well, if you remember, and we said it. He was nervous because he said we have more pressure on us to win this game than you, which I agree with. They're chasing, they're 1 point behind Arsenal, 1 point behind Liverpool. They feel more pressure. They're at home. So we believe that we can go there and play our game. Let them do the chasing. Let them do this ball possession. We'll just hit them on the counter and nick a goal. I don't know, man. At the end of the day, man, guys, I don't care how we play. Crawl on the leg, show up there, show fight, show grit, show determination. If we lose, it's just a matter of how you're losing. That's. I just want to see a fight tomorrow. Fair fight. Gloves are off. And Yarlem, I mean, like everyone else, you see 5% chance a win, 15% chance draw, and 80% win for City. And that's what most of the pundits and the betting sites are saying.
Big up to the stat man, Malmin.
Yeah, but there is always an underdog story. A wounded animal, an underdog is the, watch out. That's what they always say.
An awakened giant is still a giant. No matter if he's sick or if he's healthy, he's still a giant at the end of the day. And that's what Manchester United is.
Yep. Listen, guys, I want to thank everyone for tuning in this afternoon. We covered the press conference. Go check it out in replay if you missed it. But it was good questions. Looks like we're going to go with the same team, maybe some alterations. It's all about formation. Will he change the formation? Will he play a 4-3-2-1, or will he go 4-4-2? Or I don't know. He has to do something different to match up to Pep Guardiola. At the end of the day, guys, it's head to head, and it's bald versus bald.
Who's the best bald man out there? Is it Ten Hag or is it Guardiola? Guys, get your comments in. Leave it in the non-live section. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you guys had a great session. Don't forget to leave the comments. Leave your opinions, how you feel about the match day. Big up to Botswana Papi coming in. Don't forget to give us a like on his channel tonight for the Football Power Hour, guys, because we will be there. Yes, is live, but you can tell him yourself, bro.
Yeah. We're playing the quiz at 10 p.m. We always do that every Friday.
Code. Yeah, and then it went off just as he promoted. Hey, anyway, Pops, are you there, or we will continue for you?
Big up, Mick.
Yeah.
Big up to everyone in the chat. Sim, big up to you. Yali, thank you so much. Soldier of Reality, big up to you. Kenneth Hogard, Luan France, Lucky Singh, big up, guys. Big up to all of you. Neil Driscoll, hope you are. Oh, Poppy's back. You can go down the rest of the list, Poppy.
Oh
Truth
no,
Seeker
I
is
was
here.
saying big up Sim, big up Neil, as you already said, and
big up to Tony
everybody,
Claude, Gunner TV.
Jonathan,
Thanks, man.
yes, everybody that's been in the chat and that's hit the like button. We appreciate you guys so much. So kindly make sure you're there when we watch the game on Sunday, and it's gonna be a big one. May the real Baldy please stand up.
Big up.
With the real Baldy, please stand up. Please stand up. That's about it. Lucky Singh, thank you also for coming in here. Amad Diallo pass to left backs. Time to close the shop. Close it off, and thank you so much. If you can remove the comments, and guys, cool and composed. It's football and 48 hours left to go. We will see you on match day. Don't forget to tune in to Football Power Hour and the quiz show tonight, 10 p.m. Guys, that is a cracker. Everyone can be involved. You play Kahoots. You can answer the question. It's a quiz show if you haven't watched it before, but that's a cracker. You got to do that. Until then, beautiful people, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay beautiful and cool and composed till the next time. We see you soon. That's all, folks. Ciao. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.